This is the part I really enjoy because, well, my house is back there somewhere, and it means nosy folks don't get to peek into anything. Okay, here we go, August the 3rd, before I start some yard work. So I've got a lot more goldenrod coming up. The lilacs are done, but the sweet peas are still going strong. I think this is bonewits. I didn't plant it, so I'll have to check that out. Got chicken and hens, which are doing well. The other area of grass that Yes Cat I planted, and it's starting to come in. Just have to fill it in. Daisies are done. Some of the sweet peas and the birds will be here for all the seeds. The creeping thyme is still blooming. It'll keep blooming for a while. And then this area is all filled in. The euonymus, Rosa Sharon. And it's funny because up here, the tansy's already blooming. This big one is a pokeweed, so it'll be filled with purple berries. And I'll show you as we get around about the other. And again, a lot more goldenrod that will be coming in. Just gotta come in and do a quick trim of the little bit of grass that's already growing. My little fake daisies, as Cat calls them. The euonymus. And you can see here how big those pokeberries get, so there'll be a bumper crop, and I love it because the tea roses are now done, but the pokeberries are around it. May have to try tying up the tansy a bit. And yes, it's crazy. It's all 5 foot, which it normally doesn't get quite this tall, but it does fill in. I've got some more pokeweed back in there. The Artemisia has all spread out nicely and is busy with a bunch of grasshoppers. The yew trees are doing well. And then on this side we've got more euonymus, but you can see it's a darker green when it's not in the sun. My little hostas, hope they're gonna bounce back. Maple tree. Now the other hosta that I put in here is doing quite well, so I'm hoping they'll bounce back. Down here I've got more goldenrod, sweet pea, some grapes. I'm going to be doing a major cleaning down there. Had a bumper crop of sweet pea pods. That'll make the squirrels and the birds all happy. Milkweed. This is the other angle from the grass I put in, so that's doing all right. And then next year that'll just be a quick boop boop done pathway. Lovage is pretty much finished this year and definitely got over 6 foot, maybe close to 7 foot. So the weather may have been crazy for humans and others, but the plants I picked definitely loved it. And you can see here in the this is outside my living room window, the tansies haven't bloomed here yet, so It's funny, just a few feet away, they've all bloomed. Sweet peas there. Usually in this little corner, Goldie's been hanging out. One of Panther's cousins, the feral. It's nice and secluded. As you can see, she has full privacy. And in the back, I may have to, here we go. All those white flowers are the moonflowers that I didn't plant. Always love when nature does the job for me. Ton of blooms on it this year. My little pot with, well, the kale's a struggling, the pepper's there, but the front just seems to be too hot for most plants. But my pumpkin's finally taken off. I see I may get a few tomatoes unless Woody beats me there first. Rosa Sharon here has been blooming like crazy, which is lovely. I've got my one geranium back in there. My little symbol of hope. Gotta hang on to that. And I've got a Rosa Sharon here, which hasn't started blooming yet. So we come back up to this part. Again, some more euonymus because that will fill in. Got some rows of Sharon. The yew trees filling in nicely. Bee balm's pretty much done. Some of the ground cover. Then the little hidey place for the cats, and they love it because it's shady, it's private with all the plants grown up. The ajuga is doing nicely here in the shade, so I'll eventually fill this whole section in with ajuga. More sweet peas, chicken and hens, all doing well. And yes, I've cleared this spot once, but you know, things grow, the weather changes, and it all depends on my back. Okay, the backyard, and it's still August the 3rd. I'm gonna have to move my arugula to something bigger, I think. I didn't want to pay $7 for the liner, so I had hoped I came up with something that worked, but too much drainage. This next year, I know, Cat, it's a shock, will likely be grass if I get the seed down in time, but this year with the weather, everything else, I didn't, and there's lots of catnip, and it's very busy with the bees, so I'm not taking it out. 4, 5 Scotch thistles that planted themselves and blooming. Bees love that as well, the chickadees and the goldfinches. So I'm leaving those up. The tomato plants, I managed to get, I think, 6 or 7 so far. Picture the other day, Woody's been sampling some of the green ones. The 2 cat shelters, of course. Chin usually stays in this one. Lily has the 2 floors that she goes through. This will end up being grass as well. I know, Cat, it's a shocker. I did get grass down here. We used to have stairs, but they came out when we redid the deck last year, so this will be the pathway down to the rest of the yard. Area here, my bayberry, which has lovely yellow flowers early in the spring. Nice splash of color. Harry's flowers, the neighbor who was here when we originally moved here decades ago. I need to get this all cleared up a bit. My variegated Rosa Sharon there, so I need to trim back the lilacs a bit. And my butterfly bushes, black knights, because I've tried a few different colors, but that's what the hummingbirds seem to enjoy the best. And a hummingbird moth. So again, I need to get this all cleared up, and I'll eventually get a path of edging down here. I've talked about the chimes before. More grain, so I'm not taking those out because I like to keep what feeds things naturally. These, I call them the cardinal plants. I'll have to look up the tag and see if that's accurate. But the hummingbird has been hanging around here. And you can see they're a heavier plant and leaning, so I need to get them tied up. Yes, I still need to clean up the food area and shelter there. Still haven't gotten the ajuga moved. We've got the moonflower, some of the grass that I planted before, but it doesn't take long for nature to boogie in. The ornamental grass that I've mentioned, I need to get out. Might wait till next year, because at least right now it's a placeholder. I have some more tall ornamental grass there. Lots of plant stands when I get that cut back. Fire pit. The anemones I was going to move, and I think I'm saying that right, but they're getting ready to bloom, and this will all be filled with bees once they bloom, so that's staying until next year. I've mentioned this is the bird feeding area. This is an old gazebo stand that didn't work out, so my husband put up a thing there so that the bird feeders can hang off it. It makes for one nice big area. And because the trees are around two sides, and I've put some old branches down the other, it makes it relatively safe for the birds, because then the hawk can't come and dive bomb them. Because we have redwings and Cooper hawks here. Also, I just noticed my sweet peas have gone into the cedar, which is awesome. I've been wanting them to take in the back for a while. So I love the nice variety. Katani asters will be filled with berries. I did mention the straw would be disappearing, and I was right. I always know when Woody's having house cleaning day, because you can see her boogieing with a mouthful of straw. Lily and Chin. Lily and Chin hanging out on the stuff that's breaking down, so I won't get a full tour in the back because I'm not going to go bother them. Lily wouldn't care, but Chin's still skittish 10 years later. So you can just see a little bit back there, and some of the Rose of Sharon's blooming. We've got the Katani aster here. I'm not seeing any berries yet. Usually it's loaded. Oh, we've got a few here. And the squirrels, groundhogs, birds are a popular item. I've got some elderberries that planted themselves here. They're crazy tall. Haven't really noticed the birds eating them much. We've got some more back there. And I keep hoping that there's a staghorn sumac back there, but I don't think it is. And no, I didn't plant that either. My box shrub, which has definitely gotten overgrown, because when that was planted, all of this was free space, so I may have to trim the Katani aster back. Chin has already moved off because she sees I'm here. the hydrangea. This area I still need to get figured out again next year. That's why I have some of these stones down, placeholders. These are all grains, so I'm not taking them up. Have my hibiscus, which sadly the starlings have made a mess of the leaves, but it looks like I'm gonna have a nice bumper crop of flowers. There's at least 10 buds between the two stands. Fingers crossed, because they're gorgeous. More grains that planted themselves. The lamb's ears, so this year I'm going to leave all of this the way it is. I've got some more creeping thyme back there. And we'll get some of this maybe cleared up a bit. Bird bath, I need to fill it. Water keeps disappearing. Another Scotch thistle with I don't know how many pods, but if they all bloom, that will make for many happy bees. And like I say, the chickadees and the goldfinches, hopefully. And this is the plant that I noticed metallic bees on. I have pictures, but they're a few years old, so I don't know if I can find it for this video. But let me know if you've ever seen one. They're pretty amazing. We've got the other Rose of Sharon. This is Judy. And yes, this one has a name because it was a gift from my friend Judy, and all the other Rose of Sharons you've seen are babies from this one. The Wigelia that usually blooms twice a year, we'll see if it does this year. This one I got specifically for the hummingbirds because of the shape of the flowers. And here's an old one, but I've never noticed the hummingbirds on it, so I'm gonna have to decide. And sorry, Mr. Wigelia, but kind of blocks the view a bit, and if the hummingbirds aren't coming, then I may have to pick something else for it. So far the straw is still good here, but my pumpkins are gone, my watermelons are gone, and at the moment I just have a squash. So fingers crossed that makes it, but it did prove that trying to put in a garden when you have a family of woodies does not work. And I've kept this the way it is, again, placeholders, and I haven't decided. Lily's still chilling. You get a different view here of the hydrangea, nowhere near the crazy buds of last year blooms, but I see there's a lot more coming. So fingers crossed. Another sumac that planted itself and is doing well. And this big one planted itself years ago, so lots of amazing privacy back here. I think that's why the wildlife enjoys it. I know it's a big perk for me. This year, for the first time, my white roses actually bloomed twice, which was a bit crazy, but they're all doing well. Tea roses seem to be pretty much done. They were a cute splash of pink. My hollies are doing well, and I'm looking forward to those finally growing up. I need to trim back a bunch of this stuff. One, so the holly can grow, and two, just so that there's a little more light for the other plants. This hosta is Chantel. Again, a gift from a friend, so those have names. More pokeweed, because I have noticed that the birds are now eating it. So again, free food, I'm in for it, especially when nature brings in free plants. You can hear the cicadas, which means it's going to be a hot day. So I need to get started on all the different jobs. Another Scotch thistle and blooming, so I'm going to leave him. This is, again, like a privacy fence for the little critters. Lemon balm, and I have lemon balm in different areas. More ajuga here, and again, it's a good placeholder, but doesn't quite grow in thick enough to keep other things from kind of taking over and growing up through it. And that is what everything looks like before I get to work on August the 3rd. Hope you've enjoyed the tour. Let me know how your yard is doing this year. And until next time, big hugs.